everyone, welcome to another video. In this video we will discuss how we can use adaptive cards using how we can send adaptive cards to send an email using Outlook, right? And we'll also see how we can, when someone will respond in Outlook email, when the data will be captured. So it's kind of actionable adaptive cards in Outlook. So we'll see how we'll do that. So first of all, you have to also we will use Power Automate to send that adaptive card as email body, right? So let us first design an adaptive card so that we can use that in Power Automate send email functionality. So just go to adaptive cards website so that we can design one adaptive card. So this is a adaptive card interface where I can go to designer, and in the designer I can select the host app as Outlook actionable message. This Outlook actionable message will help you to design a actionable Outlook actionable message driven adaptive card. So click on new card, here choose blank card, and here I want to define my card. First thing is I want to capture name and a comment about a product that the customer is using. So I want to use a text block first and give a data here. Let's say product feedback. Okay, now I want to make it bold. Okay, I can change the property of this block using this area. Okay, you can change the font style depending on your requirement. I can make it medium, and most importantly change the target version as 1.0 as it is required. Okay, so font type, just remove this. Okay, it's not required. So text block is done. Next I want to add a input text. Okay, here I can define a ID, let's say txt name. Okay, and I can define one text block before that, or I can directly put a placeholder. Okay, I can give a name, enter your name. Next I want to put another input text, and here the placeholder value will be enter feedback. Right, then I want to add a, so also this requires a ID, so txt feedback, and make sure that this supports multi-line text. And next I want to add an action, so click on this add action and click on action http. This action http will help you to send a response, a http request from the card to any http url, right? So first design a url. How to design that http url? Go to make dot, and here sign in using your official ID and create a new Power Automate flow using http request trigger. Or you can go to make.powerapps.com and navigate to the Power Automate from Power Platform link. From here you can navigate to the Power Automate and use the credential, same credential. Now let me create new one. I want to create a new automated cloud flow and give a name here. that the name is, let's say, capture http from Outlook. Okay, now here you can search request when a new request is received, or otherwise you can just skip it, so that here you can provide information. Just search here request and choose request when a new http request is received. Now give a name here, capture http. So let me use a compose, and here I want to read the body. So I have name and comment here option that I can use, right? So what I can do, so I want to respond to the adaptive card that is actioned on the Outlook. So we have to reply, just delete this. So once the http request is received from the adaptive card, I want to respond a message. So how can you, when you search response, you can use the request and response. Here I can pass the information in the header. You need to pass a specific body type called as card update in body. So this will be the header which you pass as true. This will help you to respond back to the adaptive card action on the Outlook. So card is true, and here you need to provide a adaptive card information, right? So you can post as adaptive card, or you can post as a normal text. So for this you have to create a card, adaptive card. Let me create one more adaptive card. So create a new actionable message and click on new card. It's just a blank card I want to display. Here I want to display a text block which will display thank you for your submission. Okay, now you can change this target version as 1.0 and copy this entire payload and use it in the body. And this will be the adaptive card that will be displayed to the user once someone takes action. Now save it. So once you save it, the URL will be generated. You can copy this URL and go to the designer. This is the designer we want to create. So you have to provide the URL first here. Method, choose as post. I want to post some information. What information you want to post? You want to post the name and feedback that is selected. So inside curly braces, you need to pass name and colon. Inside double curly braces, you need to refer the text boxes. So txt name. What is the ID? You can check. The ID is txt name. You can copy and you can provide in the body txt name dot value, then comma, comment. Here you need to pass the same way txt comment dot value. Just make sure it is id is txt comment. No, it is txt feedback. So go here and type here txt feedback. Okay, now once it is done, you can change the title. As the title is submit. Now I have done, so I can copy this entire script sorry, entire payload of the adaptive card and put it in the, okay, I have to put this adaptive card in the Power Automate because I will use Power Automate to send this adaptive card to the Outlook email. So again, create a new Power Automate to send an email using Outlook with adaptive card. Let me create a on-demand instant Power Automate so that I can trigger it manually and give a name, send adapt card in mail body. Okay. Now here I can choose Outlook manual trigger, and here I want to use a new step. Now here I want to use a compose step. This compose step will help me to store the adaptive card payload. Here I can put this. So this is the adaptive card that will be sent. Make sure the version is 1.0. Now let me create a send email, and using send email I can use Office 365 Outlook and send an email v2. To whom I want to send? I want to send to this user. Subject, let's say feedback requested, okay, on our product. Okay, now here in the body I want to specify something. Dear customer, please a feedback. Now here click on this, and you have to use the compose output but inside a script. So what is that script? Let me tell you that script. The script you have to use like this. So you have to first use this HTML, and inside that you need to pass the script tag, because the adaptive card should be available as a script tag. So you have to go here and click on this code HTML view, and the HTML view you need to put the information here. Let me put entire information and copy this. Okay, I can use some paragraphs. And in the output I can directly take help of the dynamic content output, right? So this is the output value of the previous compose step, so which will render automatically from the adaptive card. Now save it. Now we created a Power Automate which will use the adaptive card to send a adaptive card on the email body using Outlook. Let us test this first, if it is sending the card or not. Continue and run the flow. Done. Now let me open the Outlook. So let me log in using the credential that I used. Now here I want to see that I got an email with feedback requested. You see guys, so there is an email I have received, and when I click this I get that email, but I have not received any uh, adaptive card. So let me rerun this. Let me run this again. So when I run this adaptive card send workflow or Power Automate, it will send email. Now you can see here I have received a form here where feedback requested mail is there and the adaptive card is available, right? And here the submit button is also available here. Now let me provide some information here. Say this is the name and feedback is the product is AWSOME, right? Now click on submit. As soon as I click submit from Outlook, it will call another Power Automate, because this submit action calls a HTTP request, and this HTTP request is hosted in our Power Automate. The Power Automate will capture the HTTP request and respond with a feedback or response. So if you click, what it is telling, the remote endpoint returned an error 401. I think we have not saved that. Let me check that. Okay, so let me submit it. It's telling that the remote endpoint returned an error 401. Please try again. 401. So let me check. Let me go back. Check if it is running or not. If it is not running, you just turn off and turn on. Now once it is turned on, you can call it again. Okay, why it is telling? Because when we are submitting this request, we have not added any authorization or headers. So what you do, you just go to the designer, and in the designer where we have created this flow or created this adaptive card, here you need to add some header. So how to use header? So click on the add new header, and here you add a new header called as authorization, and keep blank authorization, and another header called as content type. Content. So you can copy from here. I have created one. So content type equal to application JSON, right? This information you need to pass. Now copy the entire again and use it in the Power Automate and save it. Now let us test this. Click on test. A new email received. Okay, but this time there is no adaptive card. Sometimes it happens. This is a Microsoft bug. So let me again run this flow. Now we have received another email. Here I have the information like the product feedback, enter name and enter feedback, right? So let me enter my name here. Say Sanjay Roy, feedback. Let's say good one. Now click on submit. As soon as I submit, it should actually call the web API HTTP request Power Automate, and it will respond a thank you for your submission adaptive card. You see guys how it is called, and you can see the information here, the run status. So this is the capture HTTP request where the request is received with this information, name, and oh, here it is not returning the comment properly because the format we have sent is incorrect. So we have to fix that also. So let me check what you have mentioned here. Let me go to, you see guys, here we have done some mistake. So properly use double curly braces, otherwise it will cause problem. Now you can use it in the workflow. First time when it is running, it is not sending the email with the body. It is sending email, but the adaptive card is not uh, displaying on the email body. Now this time when I received that email, I have this. So let me put the name and the comment, then click on submit. Now this submit should actually call the Power Automate with HTTP request. Yeah, now it is called, and thank you for your submission is displaying and action is completed. Now let me check the run status of the capture workflow. Now here also, when the HTTP request is received, the name and comment is properly extracting, and in the response also we are passing the adaptive card with this thank you for submission. So you can take help of this dynamic values that is received from the HTTP request as a adaptive card. For example, let's say you want to use thank you for your submission plus the dynamic value with name. So here you can use thank you for your submission, and after this I want to use dynamic name of the customer. So I can take help of this name. Now save it. Now this time what will happen, when someone submit, it will display thank you for submission with username. So let's test this. So first run this. Again run this because first time it is not coming. Now their email with the subject with the adaptive card. Here let me provide some value and click on submit. As soon as I submit, it should actually call the HTTP request or HTTP Power Automate, and it display the information here with the dynamic content. Yeah. Now it is showing thank you for your submission, Rakesh Roida. This is the name that has been provided in the first place in the name field, right? So you understand how in Outlook we can use the uh, adaptive cards, and the response is also captured with third-party options, right? The most importantly, how we can use the email body with a adaptive card with actionable buttons. That was the motto of this this video. Okay, So let me if you have any question on adaptive cards and actionable adaptive cards and Outlook, just let me know. um, then we will discuss. So you can put in your comment what information you want to know about this. Okay, if you have any challenges also, let us know so that we can discuss. Thanks everyone. Bye.